Aloha, my name is Justine, and thank you for taking the time to watch this short video. I am now launching a podcast show called Legal Advice in Paradise, and the reason I did this video is I wanted to reach out to you to get your support. Prior to launching this on June 10th, which is a Tuesday, I will be on Hawaii News Now Sunrise Morning Show at June 9th to Monday at 8:10 a.m. Prior to that, I wanted to reach out to you and see if I could get your support and just join a free membership that I have. And prior to giving you the information about how to join, I want to tell you more about the show. First of all, I'm from Hawaii, born and raised here, and I went to Nanakuli High School. And the reason I decided to start this podcast show is that a few years ago, from 2007 to 2011, I was involved with a litigation with my former husband, former employer. And after 4 years, in hindsight, since starting this podcast, I realized there's many things I could have done from the get-go, like choosing the right attorney to making sure things were being done correctly. I've already interviewed some attorneys, and I told them a little bit about my story, and they asked me, well, did he do this? Did he do that? And he didn't. So I thought, after I lost my case, I got into marketing, and I was starting to market attorneys. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to bring to the people information that they possibly could use as far as when they need an attorney? Because the theme of this podcast show is, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you may need legal help and guidance. And a lot of us, to be honest, we don't want to have to use attorneys, but the thing is, we never know. And it doesn't have to be traumatic or dramatic, kind of like my case was. It could be everything from, estate planning, elder law, as a lot of us are adult children now. We need to think about our aging parents, drawing up a contract, landlord-tenant issues. For my case, I had 5 claims. I had sexual harassment, wrongful termination, breach of contract, and a couple of others. And what happened was, just to give you a little bit of a background, we got into the case, and I thought I was going to have a jury. That's what co-counsel told me. We went through depositions, and depositions is when you sit down and you're eyeball to eyeball in a conference room with the person that you have a suit with. It's very intimidating. It's very emotional. We went through a few days of that prior to going into court. We went all the way to court, and yes, that just like you see on the TV and in the news, it's this big courtroom. For me, it was a freezing, intimidating, and just very emotional. And that's when you need really good support of a good attorney that you have a good relationship with. Well, what happened was I was told I had a good case, but by the time we got done with our trial, the judge, it ended up judge only. As he called out all my claims, he said denied. He named all my cases, and each one was denied, 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 and denied, denied. So, of course, I'm sitting there, and I'm in total shock. I just lost 4 years of my life. I went into depression prior to the whole court thing. And but he turned around and he said, don't look at this as a loss. It's just that I didn't have what it needed to take to win the case. He said not to look at it as a loss, but know that whatever I do in the future, I'd be successful. And also that I was an excellent employee and a great loyal friend. And also he told me that I was an advocate of change, an agent of change, because I was a woman who stood up for her rights, for herself. Unfortunately, in the eyes of the law, I just didn't have what it needed to win the case. So in my heart of hearts, I know it wasn't a frivolous case. There were many things that was said on the stand was not true. And anyway, that's most of my story. So I thought, if I could save other people the heartache of not, going through the steps of choosing a good attorney in different areas of the law, I could carry on that advocate of change, that agent of change. So I discovered that podcasting is a great medium to get information out there, and I thought it would benefit the public and me too. I'm going to be learning right along with you different areas of the law. And so I wanted you to join my free membership. And at the bottom of the screen, you have seen how to join the membership. And all you have to do is I want you to take out your cell phone and dial text to this number. And so I don't forget, it's area code 808-670-3400. And in the message part, just text your name, put a space and a good email, and then press send. Now, after you press send, don't put your cell phone away. You will get another text message asking you to agree to get more messages from me. And don't worry, I won't spam you or anything. It's just that this is by law. We need to get your permission to send you more messages. So the benefit of joining the free membership is that immediately you will be emailed a little report that gives you tips on how to look for an attorney. And it's called the 5 Common Mistakes People Make When Choosing an Attorney. And when I read that report, I pretty much did all of those mistakes. So I want to save you from having to do that. And if you know anyone who could, use that valuable information, go ahead and forward it to them. Also, the podcast shows will be uploaded into iTunes, in both the audio iTunes, Apple iTunes, and the video Apple iTunes. So on Tuesday and Thursday, you will be texted the link to listen to the podcast show in the convenience of your cell phone. And I know most of you have smartphones, so it shouldn't be a problem to just, press on that link and listen to the show while you're driving to work, or maybe you're preparing dinner, or just, just doing something and being educated all at the same time. And so far, I've talked to a lot of great attorneys. I've already got 6 episodes ready to go. I've got attorney Jim Hochberg, and we talked about what happens if you are under attack because of your faith. I've talked to Bradley Coates, and we did a couple of episodes. He's a family law attorney, one of the best in Hawaii. Talks about divorce. Unfortunately, there's 45% of married couples that go through divorce, and the numbers are astounding. You'll be surprised at the statistics of divorce. It's very sad, but a lot of people find themselves in that situation. So just to let you know, when I sit down with these attorneys, the episode is about 30 to 45 minutes, and I ask them, if someone were to come to you in a situation where they need your help, what exactly do you want from them? What kind of information? Also, what your rights are in many areas, what you can do, what you cannot do. And I saw it this way: it'll save them time, because those are billable hours. Once you retain them, whatever the cost is, you want to save them that time. And also, it'll save you time. I know you'll be emotional in a lot of cases, but you know what? When you're armed with knowledge, it helps the whole situation. So you'll get those 2 podcasts sent automatically to you, so you don't miss an episode. And even, if that attorney is not someone you may need right now, wonder if if you know a friend, a family member, or a coworker, or just anyone who is in that situation, pass it on to them. You become the next agent of change by sharing that information. And you know what? I'd like to read you a quote from James Madison. He was our 4th U.S. president and the father of the Constitution. And listen to how important it is. I just shook my computer. Listen how important it is to have knowledge. He says, knowledge will forever govern ignorance, and the people who mean to be their own governors must arm themselves with the power which knowledge gives. So knowledge is power. And as I've been sitting with these attorneys, and another attorney that I interviewed is Paul Cunny. We did a couple of episodes on DUI alone. There's so many things I found out, and as I interview these attorneys, they not only tell you what your rights are, but they tell you what the consequences are. So, many of you out there may not find yourself in any kind of this situation, but if you know someone and they're facing consequences, at least let them know, what they're going to go through. I'm also going to be interviewing Duke Iona, who is now running for governor. He'll talk about his experience as an attorney and a family judge. So we have a great lineup of the best, brightest legal minds in Hawaii. And, you can always go Google and find out certain things about a certain area of law, but these are people who have taken their time to give 30 to 45 minutes, and it's a very intimate conversation. And I try to put myself in a brand new person's, position where they're first coming to see the attorney. So I ask a lot of questions. It's very informative. I don't think you're going to find this anywhere else. So be an agent of change, become a free member, and also, pass this on to other people. The more support I get, the more I am able to bring this free to you, this information. So again, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And again, at the bottom of the screen, it tells you to text to area code 808-670-3400. Again, send your name and a good email and press send and then agree. And then you'll get the email with the tips on how to find an attorney and some other things. Oh, and before I go, I do want to do a podcast show. Any of you that want to share your experience with your attorney, be it good or not too good or really, really bad. And this is not to vilify the attorney, because we won't conceal any names. We won't give any names or anything. But, just to give your hindsight, what would have you done, that you think would have helped your case? Or, let people know. I interviewed one lady in Maryland, and she told me that she was so grateful that she got a real estate attorney when she had to go through foreclosure. I mean, a lot of us that go through that, and I'm going to get an attorney on the show regarding foreclosure and all of that stuff to do with real estate. But, a lot of us don't see that happening. We're making money, something happens, somebody loses a job or even divorce, and we go through these things. So you never know. So it's good to be prepared, be an agent of change, and, thank you for support and thank you for joining in. And I will see you later in the podcast world, and just have an amazing day, and God bless. Thank you for listening.